Well, this is Steve Ridgel, and I just got in from the field. I've been shredding and mowing and just general stuff around the ranch. And so I'm finishing it up. I'm pulling in. We have a metal canopy we kind of park a lot of our equipment under, and there's four wheelers, sometimes a mule, picnic table, different kind of equipment under there. But especially this time of year, we're using a lot. We park the tractor under it. And so I'm going in, and if you don't know about tractors, every tractor has a shredder on the back and a bucket on the top. And you usually put, if you're mowing, it depends on where you're mowing, but a lot of times you keep the bucket up. And so I was pulling in the canopy, didn't even look at the bucket, caught the very edge of one of the support struts and bent it. So our canopy now is really good, except right in the middle on one side, it's kind of V'd a little bit. Now you're going, well, you don't seem real upset. Well, let me tell you why. Of course I'm upset because now I've got to go out there and fix it, and I've got to reinforce it, and I've got to see if anything's loose off the top, and just a pain to work on it. And it may even cost me $100 and stuff to replace. I don't know yet. But here's why I'm not too upset. Every guy that's ever driven a tractor more than 5 times has hit something, an overhang of some kind. You've hit the back of the garage, you've hit the side of the garage, you've run into a tree limb overhead, you've taken out part of a fence, you've hit another piece of equipment, you've run into a building. I mean, typically with the bucket, by the way. Once in a while I've seen people back up with a shredder and forget and bump something, but mostly it's the bucket is what people hit things with. And you're going, yeah, but if you're really good. Oh, no. Some of the best machine operators I know, about once a year, take something out. It just happens. Now you're going, well, why would that happen? Well, sometimes you're just not paying attention. That's what happened to me today. I just forgot I had the bucket high. I wasn't paying any attention. So sometimes you're not paying attention. Sometimes you think you're so good, you won't mess up anything. And of course, that's when you do. And sometimes just bad things happen. And you know where I'm going with this. It got me thinking a lot today about, well, my spiritual life. I've taken a few things. Most time I don't hit anything, but I've taken a few things out in my spiritual life from time to time. And you have to repent, you have to fix it, and sometimes there's a little cost involved, and it's aggravating, a little bit heartbreaking, a little bit upsetting. But I find out it's typically about the same 3 reasons that I mess up in my spiritual life. Sometimes I'm just not paying attention. I'm not really focused in on God. I'm not reading His Word as much. I'm just not paying as much attention as I should. And, well, that's when Satan sneaks up on you. And, boy, that hurts. But it happens. And sometimes I really think I'm so good. Man, I've come through a lot of my sin struggles. I've really got my life straight in a lot of ways. And, boy, I'm just on the straight and narrow. And I can just run right down the road, and I kind of put it on cruise control spiritually. Now, you may think, well, that's a little bit about not, but yeah, maybe it is. But you just think you're so good that you don't pay attention. Those 2 things catch a lot of people. And then sometimes, just like with the tractor, sometimes things just happen. It's a fallen world. Sometimes other people do things. Sometimes we do, but sometimes it just happens. It's a fallen world. So I would encourage you to be a little bit like me in the tractor. Yeah, okay, be a little upset, fix it, but pay attention. Don't think you're too good to have that happen. And just remember, sometimes bad things happen. So if you've ever driven it, by the way, if you ever talk to anybody that says, oh, I drive a tractor all the time, never have hit anything, just remember, if they'll lie about that, they'll lie about everything else, because it happens, just like in your spiritual life. So pay attention. Don't think you're too good. Understand, in this world, bad things happen. Grieve over it, fix it, and move on.